Welcome back, all of our regulars, to day 13 of our 21-day course. We are more than halfway through, and we hope you're going deep and getting the hang of Sahaja Yoga meditation. Welcome to anyone who is new. We're going to have a wonderful program tonight focused on the Nabhi chakra. And my name is Linda Taylor. I'm coming to you from New Jersey. Before I tell you anything more about tonight's program, I want to remind everybody to please get your foot soak bowl, a towel, a jug of water. The foot soak bowl has some salt in it, and the water can be lukewarm or a little cool if you want, but not too hot. So if you haven't gotten that ready already, please do. And so you can be ready when we start the foot soaking, which we do every day during the first meditation of the program. So if you're new today, welcome. And all of our programs are recorded. So if you want to go back and watch previous ones, you certainly can. If you have questions, you're welcome to stay on at the end of the program and request one-to-one help in a breakout room. So there's plenty of opportunity to catch up if you like, or just flow with it if you're new and just want to get into it. We now are offering the option of requesting a mentor, and that's a one-to-one practitioner of Sahaja Yoga who will help you in any way, be really a friend and a guide as you get more into it. So that we feel is a very important part of the program, and we encourage all of you to take advantage of it so that you can both enjoy the powerful collective meditations that we do together every night, and then also have an opportunity to clarify anything and have a very specialized experience with one person. We will be continuing after our first 21 days, take a week break, and then we'll go 3 days a week. So just so you don't feel like we're going to leave you in the lurch, we're going to carry on, and throughout the year we'll be here. Yesterday, we focused on the second chakra called the Swadhisthana and on our pure desire. Today, the focus is the Nabhi chakra, where we focus on qualities such as peace and contentment. So I'm going to introduce our presenters in a minute. We have a wonderful team to share this program with you tonight. And we're going to have a video of Shri Mataji as always, and some live musicians. So please do come on now. All right. So we have Angie from Connecticut, Sylvia from Chicago, and Kathy and Julie also from Chicago. So I'll ask Angie maybe to begin. Just could you introduce yourself briefly, please?
Hi, I'm Angie. I'm originally from Austria and I live in the US since 2009 and I'm meditating since 1994. So it's a wonderful journey that stick to it and it's really beautiful.
Thank you. Sylvia?
Hi, my name is Sylvia. I live in the Chicagoland, also originally from Austria, and I've been in US the last 20 years and meditate since 24 years. Professionally, I'm graphic designer freelancer, and I have a small business converting from hobby to business with crochet and quilting.
Nice. Okay, we're lucky to have two Austrians with us today. How fun. And we have Julie and Kathy. Please introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what you're going to be playing also later on.
Sure, yeah. Hi, I'm Julie from the Chicago area.
And I'm Kathy. I'm also from the Chicago area.
Yep. I've been meditating since 2009 and enjoying the journey. I'll be playing the piano tonight and doing some vocals.
And I've been doing Sahaja Yoga now for about 10 years, and I'm playing a 12-string guitar. And the songs we're going to play for you tonight, we're going to play 2 songs. The first one is called Shanti, which is Sanskrit for peace, which is one of the qualities of the center Nabhi. And the second song we're going to play for you is called Home. And which is also security is what we feel when we're at home and at peace and contentment. And so that's also another important quality of the Nabhi chakra.
Great. And these are songs that you've written, right?
Yes, these are both originals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I wrote Home and you wrote Shanti.
I think so.
And
Okay.
Shobana is our other group member of our band, Somewhere in the Middle. And I think if you were on last night, she played last night. So she's in another country right now. So at least we're a little bit together, back to back.
You're
Saraswati,
in
the other
sequence.
presenter, is a flute player for us as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now we'll pass it on to Angie to get us started.
So, have you ever wondered or you had this feeling where you feel something is missing in your life, although you have everything, and somehow that you feel stuck and you don't really know why, that this kind of a dissatisfaction that is always there, even if we have achieved something, even if we have got something new that maybe for a short time we feel satisfied. But then again, there is this kind of a surging that continues for something, and we cannot quite get the point, the finger on the point. And that is actually when your Nabhi chakra wants some attention from you. So the Nabhi chakra is a very beautiful chakra, and if we can have the slide to show it, it has very beautiful qualities. First of all, it is the source of our pure seeking. So our seeking starts in the Nabhi chakra. So we start first seeking for food, then, we start seeking for a job or, something. And then it goes into the higher seeking where we start seeking for ourself, our higher being. The Nabhi also has these qualities that give us the peace, the balance, contentment, and as we just said, our own inner spiritual evolution. So the Nabhi chakra invites you to go for something higher in you, to search for your inner self. And as long as we're not on this journey and we ignore this call of our Nabhi, we will always start feeling dissatisfied as if we have not gotten yet what we wanted in life. And we feel there has to be something more in life, a deeper meaning. And that starts settling in when we get our Kundalini awakening and we start on this journey towards our inner self. And that is actually, that gives us a very deep satisfaction that does not need anything in the outside. So, because then the Nabhi is happy when we start connecting with who we truly are. So it's a very beautiful journey. There is so much more to the Nabhi because it nourishes us. It takes also care of our well-being, even on the material side. The more your Nabhi clears, the more you will feel a balance come in and things improving, even financially, in your job, in your family, in your home. So that everything is provided for you so that you can you have the peace also to connect with yourself and start your spiritual journey. So it's a beautiful chakra, and let's start to work a little bit on it to clear it with our foot soak. So I hope you have your foot soak bucket ready. So what we do, we can hold our hands over the water. Now here's another thing. The water element is actually the element of the Nabhi. And when we have the water with the salt in it, it represents the ocean element. And you see the ocean is the beginning of life, where the evolution started. So let's, for a moment, when we hold the hands over the water, Connect with the essence of the ocean, the beginning of life. And we can ask for this ocean element to help us clear and to free us from everything we don't want to carry with us. And then we put our feet in the water. And let's check our inner state. Just observe if there are any thoughts coming, if there are any upset emotions in us. If there's something on the physical side where we feel some discomfort, and then we can also see what do we feel in our hands. We just observe the right and the left hand if we feel if there is one hand warmer than the other, or if both hands are warm or cool. Just observe that without any reaction. We just look at our state. And let's start by putting both our hands to the Mother Earth. To connect with this beautiful essence of the Mother Earth that is also always nourishing us and helping us out in so many ways. And we allow any heaviness, any unwanted thoughts, any upset emotions. We allow all of that to flow out of our hands and into the Mother Earth. And while we allow that to happen, we can just see what we feel in the palm of our hands. You might feel a movement there. Then we put the left hand on the left palm open, and we put the right hand on the left side of the navel, which we call as the left Nabhi. Now the left Nabhi is specifically connected with the qualities of our home, of our family, and the balance. So here we ask our Kundalini there is any imbalance in my home, within my family, please kindly dissolve it. If there is anything troubling me or my family relationships, please balance it. Please give me this deep satisfaction. Allow it to work, and you can feel on your left middle finger what is happening there while the Kundalini is working there. You can also ask for the peace in our home, in our family, peace within, and also that we start emitting this peace wherever we go to bring it to others. And then we put the right hand on the left, palm open, and we put the left hand on the right side of the navel, the right side of the Nabhi chakra. This part of the chakra takes care of everything that has to do with our job, with finances, also with our generosity. So here we ask the Kundalini to please bring peace and balance into everything related to my job and to my finances. And again, while we allow it to work, we see what's happening in the right middle finger that is connected with this part of the chakra. Any thoughts are coming, surrender them to your Kundalini. Ask your Kundalini, you take care of everything, please. Then we put the left hand on the lap, palm open, and we put the right hand right over the navel in the center of the Nabhi chakra. And here we ask our Kundalini, please give me my spiritual evolution, my spiritual growth. Remove any obstacles that might hinder me to connect with my own being, my own self. And again, we just allow it to work. Now we can raise our Kundalini just with the right hand, where we start at the beginning of the spine, and we slowly raise the hand along the center channel over our head to help our Kundalini flow through all our chakras. We can do that 2 more times. You can feel a little bit how it feels over the head. Then we can rinse our feet and put the foot water aside. And now we will listen to a talk of Shri Mataji. And just allow the words also work on you. Take it in, enjoy it.
We have to seek the eternal. We have to seek the eternal, and the transitory is to be used in moderation, in its own limitation, and in its full understanding. Today's problems of ecology, this, that, all these things come from human error, and the human error is because they have not found out the eternal. When you find out the eternal, then you become a balanced personality. Absolutely a balanced personality. And the balance comes from divine wisdom. All the problems today are because human beings are not at that level of self-knowledge. Because human beings are still relatively living. One person thinks this is good, another thinks this is good, and that's how we exploit each other. We exploit the nature, we create problems, and everything repels on us because transitory things, as you know, are transitory because they have inbuilt quality to get destroyed. They get destroyed, and gradually we learn from them how to destroy. But human beings are the epitome of evolution. God has created human beings as the highest creation. Maybe we have been given freedom, a complete freedom to choose. If we want to go to heaven, we can go. If we want to go to hell, we can go. So this freedom we have been acting on, we can say as trial and error, error and trial. And ultimately, a stage has to reach where we start thinking, what mistake did we commit? Where did we go wrong? And there we have to realize that the eternal we have not sought. We see this miracle, say, of flowers. We see the flowers, how beautiful they are, created by nature. We can't create even one of them. Spontaneously, they appear according to the different categories they belong. The choice, such a big choice. All this and many other such living things are done by this divine power. But we take it for granted. We just take it for granted. And the greatest thing that has happened is that today human beings are brought to this level that now they have become divine computers. They can become divine computers. It's a very beautiful thing that is ahead of us. Only thing we should know that we have to grow into that new awareness. This is called as the one that we call knowledge. Knowledge is not mental knowledge. By reading, you do not become. Kabira once said that by reading too much, the great learned people have become stupid. First I used to think, how can that be? Padi pandita murakha bhai. I used to think, by reading, how can people become stupid? The thing is, when you read, all others are in your head, but you are not there. And this is, I find today, that we think by reading will become the knowledge. Knowledge will be, but that's not a absolute knowledge. That's not. That is a relative knowledge. To get to the absolute knowledge, you have to become something. You have to become the spirit. And once you become the spirit, this knowledge is just manifested. It can be manifested even in a little child, and a child can know. It's a subjective knowledge, you can say, but absolute. It is not arbitrary, it's collective. You put 10 children who are realized and ask them, what's wrong with this person? Immediately they'll raise the same finger. This is the thing. Now ask that person, something wrong with your throat? Are you suffering from some trouble? He'll say, yes, how do you know? These children are telling me. So only the decoding is needed afterwards. That what's wrong with you? What finger is burning? What is the problem? And what does it relate to? You have to just know how to correct it. And once you know the art of correcting it, you can correct and you can perfect it. It's very easy to master this art. Of course, you must know you can't pay for anything like this. How much did we pay to the Mother Earth when she sprouted the seeds? If it's a living process, you don't pay for anything. Living process do not understand money. How can you pay for these flowers when you have to pay to the Mother Earth? Of course you can pay to the florist. That's a different point. But to the Mother Earth, you cannot pay. She does all the job without any payment. In the same way, this is a living process, and you must know that you cannot pay for it. Anybody who says that I'm doing God's work, I'm doing this work for emancipation of your soul and all that, and takes money, tell him that he should redeem his own soul first. You cannot pay for it. You cannot put in effort also, because it is a spontaneous thing. Sahaja means Saha, with, Ja, bond with you, is the right of this union with the divine, is the yoga. For this you cannot pay, nor can you command, nor can you demand. You cannot ask. It just works. So it's so simple. Now some people say, Mother, how can it be so simple? Anything that is vital, isn't it simple? As soon as we are born, we know how to breathe. Who teaches us how to breathe? Automatically, we start breathing. Anything that is important has to be simple, cannot be complicated.
So let's sit in quiet meditation for a minute while we imbibe words of Shri Mataji.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
hidden will heal, renew your purity and bring you home. Accept me and protect me on my way back home. It might sound like might sound like namaste, might sound like Adi Shakti. Like it might sound like namaste, it might sound like Adi Shakti, namaste. Truth in your eyes, the love, please realize it's in your heart. No doubt you can start to let it out and find your way back home. Accept me and protect me on my way back home. You accept me and protect me. I am at home.
If your eyes are open, let us close our eyes for a few moments and we stay in silence for a minute to absorb this beautiful, deep, serene music by Kathy and Julie. We can slowly open our eyes. Now we pay attention to our hands. We are learning a new language, the language of vibrations. And it's always very important to pay attention to our hands. So what do you feel right now? If you have any tingling or heaviness in your middle fingers, that finger is related to the Nabhi chakra, which we are talking about today. So register how you feel right now. And then again, you can compare at the end of the meditation if your sensation has gone away, if it has dissolved, if it feels lighter. We just heard the beautiful song Home. When we meditate in Sahaja Yoga, we realize home is within us. It is in our heart. And also it has to do a place where we feel safe, a place where we feel peaceful, where we can relax. So this energy center, the Nabhi chakra, which is at the area of the navel, has also to do with all these qualities. Let us keep our right hand on the center Nabhi, which is just, came out. So the center Nabhi is just above the navel. We keep our right hand there and we close our eyes. And we feel we are at home. It is a very beautiful, comforting feeling. So we can ask our Mother Kundalini kindly, Mother, please let me feel at home within myself. Mother, please let me feel at home and content within myself. The word Shanti in Sanskrit means peace. Peace is also the quality here in our Nabhi chakra. And to be satisfied within and without. So when we take affirmations and we keep our hands on that area on our body, it has already vibrations and they work on our energy centers. So let us take these affirmations a few times with our silent voice. Mother, please make me completely satisfied within and without. Mother, I am in peace with myself and the world. Mother, please make me completely satisfied within and without. Mother, I am at peace with myself and with the world. If any other thought comes in your mind, simply focus just repeating the affirmation a few times. And then just take a pause and listen. Mother, please make me completely satisfied within and without. Mother, I am at peace with myself and the world. We can keep the right hand back on the lap. To feel peaceful with yourself and the world means you feel inner peace. So peace is actually something which is not outside, but it is within in everyone. Feeling content, satisfied, and balanced. Mother, please let me feel the true meaning of being satisfied within. It means you're not asking anything. If you get any gift, it is a short satisfaction. But if you're truly at peace with yourself, it is something long-lasting. And it ties in with what we learned yesterday about the pure desire. So in our heart, with the pure desire, we request Mother Kundalini to establish peace within ourselves. Let us repeat the affirmations we used in the foot soak. So the left hand stays on the lap and the right hand we put on the upper abdomen on the left side of our body. Or you can see left of the navel. In our heart we can say, Mother, please bring complete balance in my family life. Mother, please bring complete balance in my work life. Because I am peaceful. Whatever I do is in balance. Mother, please bring balance in my food habits, eating habits. Whatever is nourishing for my body. Through the vibrations, we can sometimes recognize that certain foods are not suiting for our body type. Then we would feel warm in our hands. On the other hand, you can simply hold your hands towards any food and you see, ask the question, is this food nourishing for my body type? And then you will feel the answers in your hand. If it is cool, it is good for you. And if you feel warm in the right hand, it is not good for you. So you can play around sometimes, doing a little experiment with yourself. Let us keep the right hand back on the lap. And now we keep the left hand on the right side of the upper abdomen, on the right side of the navel. This is where our liver is located, the organ. And the liver has the ability to absorb a lot of heat. When we ignore our emotions, we can become thinking about the future a lot. Then this organ heats up because it wants to reduce the heat in the body. And that leads to more thoughts because there's so much heat in our liver. If you want to cool down the liver, we simply place the left hand on the liver. And request Mother Kundalini, please cool down our liver. Mother, please cool down our liver. Mother, please cool down our liver. We repeat the affirmations a few times and then pause. Make your thoughts pause literally. Let us keep the left hand back on the lap. See how you feel now. Again, pay attention to your middle fingers. Did the sensation change? Are you feeling even a cool breeze already? With our right hand, we can again bring the Kundalini a few times up from the first energy center along the central channel till on top of the head. Let's do that a few times. You want to be very gentle and soft. And then with your right hand, lift it a few inches above the head. See what you're feeling above your head. Is it cool breeze? Is it warm? Or you're not sure yet? We can take our left hand back on the lap and try with the, we can bring the right hand back on the lap. Let us try with the left hand. Now another minute we will be in silent meditation with full attention here on top of the head. You can touch your head, and then when you take your left hand back on the lap, only focus on that touch you just did on top of your head. With this, we are at the end of today's meditation. Let us raise our Kundalini and take a bandhan together.
Thank you so much to Angie, Sylvia, Julie, and Kathy for your soothing words and music that really helped us experience this peace and contentment of our Nabhi chakra today. So let's all stay in that special state. We can hold on to it. We do have a few things to tell you about the course, and then we'll get a chance to explore more about this chakra in various ways. Tomorrow, we're going to move on to the fourth chakra, the heart. And again, you're going to experience those beautiful qualities of love, compassion, security, fearlessness. So please make sure to join us tomorrow. We want to remind you that you can request a mentor, and we'll put the link for that in the chat. Please take advantage of this. We mentioned it earlier, and it's such a special opportunity to get some very personalized guidance. So please request that. We've had more than 150 requests so far, And we hope that those of you who requested, be rest assured we've gotten your requests, but it takes a little time for us to find the right person for you. So give us about a week, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can with someone that you can work with. Our WhatsApp group is going to be the place that you'll get daily reminders and information and handouts. We're posting them there, and as well as on our website. You can see the QR code there. So for each of these chakras, every day we have a new handout that gives some basic information, the same qualities we've talked about on the program. So you can use those to become more familiar with the qualities and then experience them inside. So now we give you an opportunity to go into breakout rooms if you want. You can reach out to the breakout room help person in the Zoom chat and ask for that. Or you can write a question into the chat, and we are going to bring back the presenters now, and we'll be taking some of your questions live as well as discussing a few other things about this Nabhi chakra. So let me invite everyone to please come back. And we'll have a chance to talk. All right, here they come. All right, so thank you all again. It was just such a beautiful session and so soothing, really beautiful.
Thanks.
So the Nabhi chakra, it relates, as you've been telling us, to many aspects of our life, to our work, our home, our family. And when we practice Sahaja Yoga, often when we work on the chakras, things change in our lives, right? So I'd invite you to please share some of the ways that improving your Nabhi chakra from within has helped you in these various ways. So maybe let me start with Sylvia.
Yeah. I remember something in connection with money. So money is also related to our Nabhi chakra. And after I started meditating for about a year, I got the confidence that always I'm provided, that whatever I need will somehow be provided for me. So I had a desire to attend the Sahaja Yoga seminar, but it was in another country and I did not have the money for it. So I just say, please Kundalini, can you help me? Because I'm a freelance graphic designer, I need some work so that I can go. And you don't believe, the same day somebody calls me and say, okay, can you do this and this job, and it's this much money you're getting. And like, what? That is exactly the amount I need.
Oh my God.
So that I can go to the seminar. Yeah, that.
Beautiful.
So whatever quality we achieve in our Nabhi chakra and all the other chakras, it creates beauty in your life. It creates joy. And before meditation, I always try to solve everything mentally, think about it, analyze it, but then the solution will not come. And if the solution is not according to our expectations, we get frustration. So we non-stop bounce on the left and right side. But once we're really satisfied, is that just enjoy that experience and understand, oh wow, yes, thank you, that satisfaction within. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. Kathy?
So I have a short story to tell. It's just 2 minutes. But it's I learned through this experience, this little mini miracle, that I really like whatever I really think that I need or want, like I don't have to worry about it. It'll just kind of fall in my lap and kind of solve that problem. So I was traveling to an event a Sahaja Yoga event in Italy, and I had a good friend here who was a Sahaja Yogi who was from Italy and had gone to that region. She asked me to get her a little rock from Cabela, from this area that we were in by the river. And so that was really the only thing I wanted, is this little rock. It's priceless, right? There's no real monetary amount to it. So I looked all weekend for the perfect rock, and I found a couple that were okay, but I felt like I still needed to search for, something better for her. And I finally found it on the last day, and I was walking with some friends. We were, just finished meditating, and we were in just complete bliss and just so happy. And we were like walking arm in arm, and I thought I saw this smiley face, and I couldn't believe it. And I stopped in my tracks, and I went back and went, hold up. And I looked back, and sure enough, there was a little rock about this big with a smiley face on it. And it was like so funny. So like that's the perfect rock. It's it's so happy and it's so joyful and it's been there for I don't know a billion years. It was like a little rock emoji. And it was just so funny. I'm like we're just laughing all of us hysterically like that's the heaven. We're in heaven, for sure. And so I'm like, okay, now I need the perfect box for this rock, to give to her. And she's Italian. I thought, oh, beautiful marble Italian box with little like gold or silver embellishments around the edges. Like I had this vision of this box in my mind to put this rock in. She would never expect to see a rock when she opened up this beautiful box. But there were some like vendors around there, but that town, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the perfect box. They had some pretty wood ones, and not perfect. So anyway, on my way to this like final event, it was like this big event. I wanted to get a really good seat, to appreciate it and to get some pictures. But I came across this lady who was washing dishes at the event, and I had missed my opportunity to help out with washing dishes earlier because we just gotten there. And so it was just her washing like what looked like hundreds of dishes, and she was the only one doing it. She was all by herself. So instead of getting to the event on time, which was my goal, I just couldn't, I just had to help her. I just couldn't let it go by that opportunity. So instead, I spent like half an hour at least, helping her wash dishes. We passed the time by singing and having a good time, and we watched everyone go past us for this event. And I just didn't worry about it. So by the time we were all done, she's like, just thank you so much for helping me. And I'll just stay here for 1 minute. And I'm like, I don't have enough of a minute. I just want to go to this event. So just 1 minute. So she runs, back to her place she was staying. And then she comes back like 2 minutes later with this little bag. And I knew, like, as soon as she was about 20 feet from me, and that I knew in that bag was the box that was in my mind. I just knew it. And I thought, if there's a box in that bag, what I had in my mind, I'm just going to die. I opened it up, and it was the exact same box that I wanted. It was a beautiful marble box with beautiful metallic embellishments. And but of course, I knew it. Like I wasn't even shocked, I just knew it. And I just said, thank you so much. I didn't tell her about the rock. I didn't tell her about the box. It was just,
Wow.
we were both, it was just amazing. And then to cap this all off, I went to the event and I was the last one there. I thought there's not, I wanted to sit up near the front, and there's no seats anywhere. So I thought, well, luckily it didn't start yet. So I just snuck up way to the front just to take a picture of like the whole event. It was a beautiful stage, beautiful. Then I was going to go back and sit way in the back in the ground. And so as I went to the front to take a picture, I ran into someone that I knew. She goes, hi, Kathy, do you want to sit next to me? And I'm like, I have one seat available. There was like literally one seat available in the front row. And I'm like, what? I was just like, this whole day was just like so funny. So that's my rock in the box story.
Wow, and the seat.
And
Beautiful.
the same,
So,
yeah.
so now you can see whatever you really, it wasn't something I needed for myself, right? It was just a pure desire I had to give to someone. And like whatever you want, whatever you really need, it will come to you with patience and time. And just don't worry about it. Just do things for other people. You have to work a little bit, and it'll come whatever you really need.
Beautiful.
What I learned.
Ah, thank you for that story. Angie.
Oh, wow, these are such lovely stories. So I also thought what also Sylvia said before, that we don't solve problems mentally, but somehow it happens and it comes to us. And I have experienced that especially in my work life, um, where where the moment I started with Sahaja Yoga meditation, everything about my work was taken care of. Every job came to me. When I wanted to change jobs, it came to me. I mean, there were so many miracle stories around that. But I want to tell one story in particular because it's a very beautiful story which just shows that Sahaja yoga meditation is also something so practical. It's a spiritual practice, but actually, everything in our life, it's also to be really practical, and that everything in our life should be really good and easy. So what happened was at one time, the company I was working for, they had to close down, and that was the only time where after coming to Sahaja Yoga, I had to really search for a job myself. After many years, I was very stressful, like, okay, how do I do interviews and where do I even start? So then what I did was that I went to the internet and I looked at all the job offerings and I just checked the vibrations. So you all heard already about, that we can ask the vibrations and feel the vibrations of something. And if it's cool, then it's good. And if it's warm, then maybe not so good. And that was exactly what I did. It's something so simple and practical. So I went through all the job offers and I applied only to those that were really cool. And the one that was the coolest was the one that I got. It was for a big company. And after some time, what happened, and that was also another kind of miracle story. I mean, they asked me if I want to go to Dubai with a team of other people to help to build a head office there. And now, Dubai for a single, then single woman, it was also something, I would never in my life have gone there, like, out of my own idea or even thought about it. I never wanted to leave Austria to begin with, But here suddenly it came, vibrations were cool. So it was also, the divine inviting me, okay, come there and do it. And so I went there and it was really one of the best times in my life. It was so amazing there, the whole experience. And then, from there, I came to America, another story I never, would have thought of. But it just shows, that first of all, mentally, um, it was mentally, it was not even there at all in my head, And then you're guided in such a beautiful way, where life can really become so, I would say, I mean, it has everything, challenges, problems, everything of it. But somehow, how it's being solved, how you are being guided, it's sometimes so magical and it's such an adventure
Yeah.
as you suddenly find yourself doing things you never thought you would do, and finding yourselves at places you never thought you would be. So it's really very amazing. And another thing when it comes to asking the vibrations, that is actually where you are really your own master. That means you don't need anyone else to tell you, to guide you, but the guidance comes from within. It's your own Kundalini, it's your own inner sacred energy, it's the vibrations in your hands where you have an amazing guide inside yourself. And I think that is one of the most amazing things, one of the many here in Sahaja Yoga.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Wow. Okay. So we do have a question, which I think I'm going to a little bit paraphrase, that someone is asking about how the Kundalini works, and we're talking about asking for feeling peace inside, and that we often have a lot of blockages, and maybe it won't be an immediate clearing. So can I ask you to speak to that? Maybe Sylvia, you want to say something about that?
So the Kundalini itself, it looks like a rope. If you imagine how a rope is, it has many single strands, and all strands together twisted, that makes the rope. Similar, the Kundalini energy, when it first gets awakened, only one or two strands are coming up. And then if you meditate every day and you put more attention on your Kundalini, and more strains are coming up, and that Kundalini has 21 raised to the power of 108 strains. So there's a lot. One time I asked Siri, okay, how much is 21 raised to the power of 108? I think she was reading numbers for 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
It is a very, very large number. So how the Kundalini works is simply, it is a reflection of the divine inside, right? Shri Mataji explains how the yoga, what is the true meaning of yoga, is also the union with this all-pervading divine power. And somehow that divine power enabled us in this time that just with a simple request, it just comes. It's so simple. Sahaja means simple. And we don't have to sit in the Himalayas and meditate in the cold for years and years and years, and maybe our Kundalini will rise. It is like so simple that everybody at home can come and meditate. And the most simple, and this is spontaneous happening. Sahaja means also spontaneous. That Kundalini, please come in my Nabhi chakra, and she's already there. So scientifically, I cannot explain exactly how it works, as I'm not a scientist, but I have experienced again and again how really the coolness comes, or when the Kundalini, when we request her to go till above the Sahasrara, that we just feel the coolness. Mm-hmm. So really, that's another thing came into my attention to mention patience. Patience is another quality of the Nabhi chakra. Yeah. And let us all, tell ourselves, okay, let me be patient with myself for some time. If I don't feel, okay, maybe tomorrow I will feel. So we should not get impatient. Oh, am I improving or not? What is happening? I don't know. Sometimes, of course, thoughts come and go. But take this chance, and every day when we be together online, just be patient with yourself, be patient with your hands, and follow the vibrations. As Anji also said, that now if you hold your hands out, can you feel, what do you feel? Just check right now again. Because sensation changes if we meditate, or then we again chit-chat and having a good time together. What am I feeling right now? So that tells you now you would have sensation on different fingers, and then over time you learn which energy center is directly connected with every finger, because the nerve endings are here. So the Nabhi chakra again is the middle finger. And yeah, if you want to clear it out, then what we did 2 times today, you simply put for the left side, you put the right hand on the Nabhi. And if you feel it on your right middle finger, you put the left hand on the right side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess I've read this question a little bit more carefully, and I might, maybe let me perhaps respond a little bit to, I think, what this person may be saying. Many of you have done other practices before coming to Sahaja Yoga, and I just want to say that Sahaja Yoga is very unique because Shri Mataji was able to discover a way to awaken the Kundalini within us very sahaj, spontaneously and naturally, and so the clearing out that happens, I suppose some people, I guess, in other practices maybe have experienced some pain, suffering, I don't know what, in what is understood to be clearing out. But, and actually, I mean, if we have serious blockages on our chakras, we might feel, clearing does happen. And like, I had this throat chakra was so blocked when I was new that when I went to India, I had a sore throat the entire time. So that was clearing out.
Yeah, that
But
sounds
but
familiar.
but actually, and I went many times, and every time I had a sore throat until finally I didn't, and then I could actually sing. So so it's really there can be clearing out, but in Sahaja Yoga we experience it, but it's never painful. I would say it's not painful. It's really something that we can witness, we can bear, that our Mother Kundalini will never give us any challenges or clearings that we cannot bear and that are too tough. And that even, honestly, in many cases, we just feel things go. So, I mean, it's quite powerful and yet extremely motherly and gentle. So I just want to, if anybody has any sort of concerns about what they might have experienced in the past, it's really very different with Sahaja Yoga, and I encourage you to just give it your all and let the Kundalini work within you, and you'll feel that clearing and that joy. So, yeah. I have an interesting question that came in, and maybe we could talk about it, and I think, okay, the question is how to overcome overeating. Now, some of us, like, I'm not going to ask Sylvia, I'm not going to ask you that question. I don't think we have a problem.
It happens, yes.
Does it? I don't know.
It happens.
It's something, I don't know, Angie or Kathy, which one of you might like to answer?
I could talk a little bit about it because sometimes it can happen like there is a lot of emotional eating, and that's often the overeating. And it is worth to see what am I feeling when I overeat. Is it that I still don't feel satisfied? Then it might come from the Nabhi, and it's worth to clear deeper on the Nabhi. Or is it a response to something emotional? And then you might want to clear your left side, your emotional side, and see what emotions are connected with that. Is it can also be, is it stress? When I feel stress, is food soothing me or calming me down? Then you might want to work on your right side, to calm down your right side, put ice on the right spot is done, do your foot soak. So it's actually, you need to investigate a little bit and introspect what's the root cause of overeating. Is it a stress reaction? Is it then work on the right side? Is it an emotional reaction? Then you work on the left side. Or is it generally a dissatisfaction, a feeling of emptiness that comes from the Nabhi? Then you work on the Nabhi chakra.
Beautiful answer. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, another question okay, here's a comment. Let's see. I'm curious about what Angela had mentioned about getting cool and warm sensation during looking for a job. Is it possible for her to explain how does this really work? Is it something she has to just think about it in her mind, or some other way?
So that's a very good question. Actually, when we what we check the vibrations, we try not to think about it. So again, it's not a mental process, but it's actually you connect with the divine, and you are being guided by the divine through the vibrations. So what I would suggest, if let's say you want to look for a job, or you're just right now searching for a job, then sit down, for a meditation, just so that you calm down, balance your left and right side. Put your attention here over the head, where our connection happens with the divine. And when you feel this calmness and this settledness, then the only thing you need to do, you go to wherever the job offers are. You hold your hands towards each offer. So what I did is just to hold my hands there, and then see, do I feel a coolness starting to flow in my hands, or do my hands become warmer? And so I would go just to the first one, take a little bit of time to feel it, then go to the next one, take a little bit of time and feel it. And you might feel the differences, that really the energies in your hands change each time you hold your hands towards a different offer. So basically, these vibrations are telling you this job is really good for you, and with this job, there might be some problems. And it's not a mental or thinking process, which is very beautiful. So it goes beyond our mental understanding, but the guidance, it comes from above, from the all-knowing divine that knows exactly what is what. So it really guides us in the perfect way. I hope that answered the question.
Maybe one clarification I'll make too is that, and correct me if I'm wrong how you do it, Angie, but we all do it a little differently sometimes, but when you're checking a particular job, right, you've made it so that you can't see which job it is, right?
Okay, so that is another thing. I think because there were so many job offers, I just went through that and I felt it. But there is another way where, let's say you have to decide between two jobs and you don't know which one. Then it's a good idea and I think is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
You write the one job on a piece of paper, you fold it, then the other one on a piece of paper and you fold it, so that you don't know which job is which. And then you put it in front of you, and then you also check again. In the same way, you just hold the hands towards the one paper and then towards the other, and see which one is the cooler one. And then you know which one you're being guided to.
That way your mind is no way involved because there's nothing to think about. It's just two pieces of paper. So, yeah. Okay, thank you. All right. I think we could do, there's a question for you guys. Too much attention on money and material things can distract us from our spiritual growth. How has your perspective towards money or material things changed? I mean, many of us as seekers, we come to Sahaja Yoga not being very materialistic, but even in more subtle ways, perhaps we've grown in this. Want to talk about that, maybe, Kathy?
Yeah, like as I said before, it's a process too. Like you're right. We as Sahaja yogis, we do have in general this unique detachment from material things and money. Some of us, it doesn't mean that you're not you don't have anything, or we live like hermits or street people or anything like that. It doesn't. It's like the wealth or lack of wealth has absolutely nothing to do with it. It's I think for me, with me personally, it was just like I think what changed for me is just my attitude towards money. I think maybe I've always had a respect for it, and maybe, through my upbringing, maybe been a little bit more miserly, perhaps, kind of personality. Like I just didn't want to spend it. Like I liked it, I liked making it, but I liked keeping it in the bank. Like I always had a couple jobs growing up. Like I always liked to be working and busy, and that was an important part of my upbringing. And so I kind of continue that into adulthood. Always worked. I'm an engineer, and I'm still working as an engineer. But I think now that I've done Sahaja Yoga, I've changed that like attitude and that relationship with money, and that I'm not so miserly anymore with it. Like it's more, I know it'll come like easier. Like I don't have to struggle as much for it, or I'm not afraid that it won't be coming. So like I don't have to hold on to it and sock it away. It just flows. When you need more, it like just kind of magically comes. And so you don't have to have that, hold on to it.
Tension feeling, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, and yeah, Sylvia's story earlier was definitely about that. So
Yeah.
nice, yeah. So another question has come in from someone here, and this is interesting to me. Okay, the element for the Nabhi chakra in all other yoga systems is fire. Could you please explain why in Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji said that it's water? Who wants to take that? Maybe Angie?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. So when we look at the subtle system, maybe, some forms of meditation or anything that came to the West was also sometimes maybe a little bit misunderstood. Because I always heard that, the Swadhisthana is the fire, the Nabhi, the water, but with the new meditations that started, sometimes people changed it a little bit or misunderstood. And here's the thing why it could be misunderstood, because when you go to the subtle system, then we have the root chakra, which is the Muladhara, and then we have the Swadhisthana chakra, which is it's interesting because actually the Swadhisthana chakra is not like a fixed chakra, and at the second level, but actually the Swadhisthana goes around the Nabhi chakra and builds also the void. So it goes around, and on the subtle system you see this green, what we call the void, this green circle, which is built by the Swadhisthana, which is the fire element. But of course, it crosses also, all around, also the Nabhi. So the Nabhi itself does represent like the water element. But there is sometimes a misunderstanding about the second and the third chakra, because in a way, sometimes the Nabhi chakra is also referred as the second chakra, because the Swadhisthana then goes around the Nabhi. And I think that might have created this confusion about it, because each chakra also, where they connect with each other, there's a little bit of an overlap of the fire and the water. So I think that would be an explanation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that, I'll add here that, of course, Shri Mataji has taught us that the water is the element of the Nabhi, and then in our experience and practice of Sahaja Yoga, we have absolutely experienced how much the water element helps us. When we foot soak that water, we can feel the relief in our Nabhi. It's the qualities of water also are very much the qualities of the Nabhi, of that depth and contentment, and so soothing of the water. So, to me, there's no doubt that that's absolutely what Nabhi is about, is water, in all of its qualities. So I think the more I'll say this to you, that the more you immerse yourself in, really truly immerse yourself in the qualities of the Nabhi, you'll intuitively feel that water aspect to it. So,
Also, I got that image in my head, like fire. It is burning. It is very active. It is not peaceful. But then we say the qualities of the Nabhi chakra is peace, satisfaction. And if you just think of a lake, excuse me, think of a lake which is completely still. So it's just a small analogy.
yeah, and the cleansing. Anyway, many. There's some beautiful talks Shri Mataji's given about the qualities of water and how they subtly soothe our Nabhi and cure it. So there's for all of you out there, there's so many beautiful teachings that she brings to help us go deeper and understand all of these chakras. We're just really, again, there's the analogy is there, but touching the surface of the qualities of the Nabhi, and all these qualities we're doing this week. But as we go through the course, we keep coming back to these chakras, actually. And each time we go deeper and cover different aspects of them. So you have some great fun in store to learn about all of this. There's so many jewels to uncover in Sahaja Yoga.
Yeah,
All right.
and just from the, I think really, I mean, even because I did read also like Indian scriptures, and I always read, like, from what I remember, that the Nabhi was the water element and the Swadhisthana the fire element. So even in ancient scriptures like the Upanishads of Patanjali. So yeah, just to add that it's.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we've had a wonderful conversation and heard so many great stories and had some great questions. So thank you all so much. And we're going to close it here and look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow when we're going to go up to the heart and explore there. So please join us and have a great rest of the day.